Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here with Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness, and today I want to chat with you guys and gals a little bit about why the fear of getting too big from lifting is absolutely ludicrous. But a quick reminder, if you guys will please click like and drop me a comment down below, I would appreciate it so much. All right, this is something you see a lot of people post, and people have these strange ideas that we can gain muscle really, really rapidly. And it's unfortunate that these things exist because when a lot of people do decide they want to get big, because society has these ideas that have been sold to them in part by fake natties and other stuff, guys think that they're going to get really big if they just go lift weights for a year. And the simple reality is you're not going to happen. And I mean, case in point, for example, I'm just going to tell guys straight up right now. Like if you start lifting and you throw your whole life into it, you're not going to be my size in 5 years natural. It is 0% chance it is going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's impossible physically. Again, this is what we mean by people think that they're going to get really, really big from just lifting weights for a bit or lifting a little bit heavy. And this is really an absurd idea. It's an absurd idea. And again, it's because we have all these fake natties. We have guys who use very, very large amounts of anabolics while claiming natural or not even mentioning it. And it gives people a very distorted idea of, how big they can get from actually lifting weights. And the reality is almost everyone would benefit from gaining muscle. In other words, when you look at all the research and stuff that's out there, we realize how harmful this message is. Why? Because we know that gaining muscle from lifting weights is the single best form of exercise we can do if we only did one. And so from that perspective, it's a harmful thing because really everyone should be trying to gain a pretty large amount of muscle. Okay, and when I say that, I'm meaning if you want the lowest chance of heart attack, you should gain muscle. If you want the lowest chance of cancer, diabetes, all these things, you should be gaining muscle. If you want the lowest chance of sarcopenia and osteoporosis and all these things, you should be trying to gain as much muscle as you possibly can while you're still young. And definitely as you get older, because you're going to struggle to gain it even more. But the issue is people have been led to believe that they're going to gain all this muscle. And the truth be told, a lot of guys out there, you're going to be really lucky to put on 10, 15 pounds of muscle in your first year. Like, I don't think most guys understand how hard that can be to do. Okay? And then the next year, 5 or 6 maybe. Like, that's actually relatively impressive. Like, that's actually good progress. Not saying it's the most that's possible. It's certainly not. But on average, that sort of gain is kind of the what you would expect from just good training. And then after that, it's going to slow down. And when guys say, well, how big is that? Well, stop and think about it. Assume that you're not fat. I mean, this is the problem. Guys will look at their body weight and they'll think, well, if I'm 190 and they don't work out and I put on 20 pounds of muscle over several years, and then you're going to really slow. You're going to struggle to gain a pound or two after that. Just be aware of that. They're thinking it's 20 pounds onto their body weight. But what if you were lean? Like, this is on top of the fat you already have. And a lot of these guys should really be 150 pounds if they didn't have any real muscle. They're just 40 pounds overweight. So realistically, if they were down at a healthy body weight, lost the extra 40 pounds of fat they're carrying, that 20 pounds is only going to put them at 170 pounds. And I don't think the average height guy realizes if you're actually reasonably lean enough you can see visible abs. Not even saying a deep six pack, but reasonable abs. An average height guy being 170 or 175 pounds is a lot of muscle. Okay? That's years of work. And I'm talking 2-3 years. 4 years for a lot of guys. Okay, you start talking an average height. Average height in America for men is 5'9". Okay, a 5'9" guy who's 180 pounds with a visible six pack. Keeping in mind the average American male is like 200 pounds now due to being overweight. 180 with a visible six pack for an average height guy is like a lifetime natural goals. All right? A guy with just average genetics is probably going to put in somewhere between 10 and 20 years to reach that. And yes, I said that correctly. Okay? Average guy, the majority of guys genetically, not the top 5% for gaining muscle, not the top 10%, average height, average genetic guy to get to 180 pounds with visible abs, like an actual six-pack, is 10 to 20 years of hard work if you're not using any performance enhancing or muscle gaining drugs. And I notice I didn't say supplements. Supplements aren't really going to do much. No drugs. That is pretty well really serious lifetime type goals. Okay. And the guys that I know who are drug free with more than that oftentimes have 20 years in and really, really good genetics and train like crazy. And context just don't get as strong as they are. So the guys that I've met out there at that sort of size who are bigger than that, we're usually talking guys who rep out 3 plates on the bench. We're talking guys who squat 500 pounds, guys who deadlift 500-600 pounds, 550, 600 or more. Okay? Do we understand this? We're also talking guys who are usually capable at that point, like a guy who's 195 with abs at average height. He's probably doing weighted pull-ups repping out a 45-pound plate. He's probably repping 500 pounds on the back squat. This is what you're looking at to be at that size. And so when guys start worrying about that, like, you need to understand how extreme that is. And again, it's because people see so many fake natties, right? They see so many fake natties and all this stuff that people think that they're just going to blow up to 200 or 220 pounds with abs. And I'm sorry, guys, but that is generally a fairly significant amount of anabolic steroids being used for a long period of time. Okay? And if they're modest amounts, then that person still might have 10, 15, 20 years of work in. Okay, so when you see the guys that size who've done it in 5 years or less, they're usually running pretty large amounts of anabolics and other PEDs. Okay, so that's the norm. So people need to understand that that's what's happening. That's what we're talking about. So this is unrealistic. And for women, it's even less. Women are not going to be anywhere near the same rates of muscle growth, even if they dedicate their entire life to it. A lot of women, if they dedicate their whole life to getting really jacked, average height woman, she's still only going to be 120 pounds if she's lean enough to see her six-pack.